queen herself, but decided to instead become a brainwashed ruler amongst the wayward academy. Perhaps that would explain why she wants her clubs to never be seen again, because what she's doing now reminds her of that responsibility, and so she would rather keep herself brainwashed to escape her troubles in a way. Heck, if this analogy is correct, maybe Star will be the one to help her with taking responsibility and running away from problems like what she did in the episode Fetch with that weird but yet adorable dog that could talk. What is this show? Okay, and now the last one, literature. Look, she keeps a lot of books in her library, so the end. Now it's Eclipse's turn. I've been waiting for this just as long as you all. Well, I guess not really, since I'm the one typing the script. Alright, so let's get started with the first one that sounds the most familiar, Wisdom. She always was the one that Glossaryck himself described as a wise and patient queen, and apparently the only one out of all of those past ancestors. There is acceptance, possibly because she was one out of the very few that would accept a monster as her husband. I'm not joking. Okay, this one's a bit more accurate. For her, she's apparently an old age simply because that's Star's great. You should know the rest by now. But yeah, she's old as crap. So maybe the whole thing about Hannes being described as youthful may not be as odd as I first thought. I mean, she is still alive, but so could Eclipse. The next trait is called transformation. It could be in fact that Eclipse was once a queen, just like what Star was foretold to be. However, Eclipse decided to be her own queen and instead chose to flee away from Muni and not become another supposedly perfect queen like the rest of the family. And I'm beginning to feel as if they aren't as kind-hearted as they seem they are. But that's a theory for a future video. Ha! Now you have to wait. Sorry guys. There will have to be a part 2 for this card thing too. It's a lot longer than I thought it would be, to be honest. And with all of that being said, unfortunately, this theory can slightly be debunked in a way. But only slightly, not completely at all. In the episode Game of Flags, we see one of Star's relatives with star-shaped insignias on her cheeks. However, when looking at the episode Into the Wand, we only see a door with 4 symbols from the game cards. Oh yeah, and let's not forget about Celeria the Monster Carver. She has friggin' lightning cheeks, but at the same time, she does indeed have a lightning split against hearts, and there are heart-shaped symbols all over her body armor. Or perhaps the whole point was that she's not related. I don't know, man. This show is confusing. I mean, for example, in the episode Into the Wand, Glossaryck has to put Star inside of his eye in order for them to exit out of the wand. Like, what the freak even is this? But now that I think about it a bit deeper, this could just be the 4 primary races in Muni. Perhaps there was some slight racism and Toffee didn't like it. And there's a little something in the card game that you may or may not have noticed that's also a bit different within the 4 groups.